Hello everyone. Now I want to show you guys something pretty interesting here. This right here is great-great-great-grandfather Spencer. What's so great about him? Well, believe it or not, he actually helped them carry Abraham Lincoln's body from Washington, D.C. all the way to Springfield, Illinois via a train. That's right, my ancestor has a connection with the president. How come nobody's talking about Kale-Idle-Scope? I mean, come on. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these guys you see here was my G3 grandfather. It's pretty mind-blowing. But what on earth does that have to do with ice cream? Well, I learned about it from his grandson, who I did get to meet, fortunately, which would have been my great-grandfather. That book came from him. Before he actually died, he gave it to my dad, so it's always fun to look back in the past like that, but I used to call my great-grandfather Grape-Grandpa. This was before I really had standards. This led me to ask the question to my dad, so is your sister-in-law's dad my apple grandpa? Because, I know the guy. He was like, what on earth? I wasn't aware until later that they're not named after fruits. Grapes are on today's mind because it's not possible to really make grape-flavored ice cream. I'm sure it exists somewhere out there, but the fact of the matter is, grapes are like, 80% water. And trying to mix water with the creamy texture of ice cream, it would just turn the whole thing into jelly, so yeah, it doesn't work that way. It would take like a crap ton of grapes, and I mean a crap ton, like a whole farm's worth of grapes, to have there be more grape than water in order to mix it with, the cream. And obviously, Ben & Jerry's ain't got time for that, so yeah, it would be much more simple to just stick with a flavor that makes more sense to the general public. Now, would I eat grape-flavored ice cream? Would anybody eat it? Well, there are countries where people eat spiders on the regular, so the idea of having grape-flavored ice cream ain't half bad. But it just wouldn't really work that well. I'm sure it's possible. It would just take, so many grapes. I used to live next to this ice cream factory. Not gonna give away the specific name of the factory just for safety reasons, but I lived in a neighborhood that was super close to an ice cream factory once. And as you can guess, my school took a field trip there. Now, me living so close to this place had me thinking back then that I knew everything about this specific ice cream factory. I'm the ice cream expert. I invented the crap. Nobody could tell me otherwise. Because I live in the neighborhood that's right over there. And when we were going into the building, they had demonstrations of the workers doing their thing, putting the ice cream in the wrappers and, crap like that. There's a little area where, just go up the stairs and you just look down at what they're doing. Well, there was one storage area that the ice cream factory had where we could look into a bunch of boxes on shelves and stuff. One kid was like, what's in those boxes? And I just answered for him. I was like, ice cream. But the woman said it was something else. God, if I know what else it could be, if I even want to know. Could it be your disgusting ass magazines? Please. What else would it be? And this could have been a good opportunity to explain to the kids why grape ice cream isn't really a thing. As far as I am aware, I don't think they ever mentioned anything about grapes. But I digress. I'm pretty sure this factory did have trucks of their own to deliver to not only the stores and small ice cream parlors, but to also go through neighborhoods, which I don't recall them ever going through mine. I guess that's what I get for being a know-it-all. But yeah, ice cream trucks can be pretty fun. If you're in the middle of making a blog and trying to get all your neighbors to be quiet, then I would say the slogan should be, ice cream, you scream, we all scream, and go the hell away. But it wouldn't hurt for them to just try to make a living in the simplest way possible. Just go to some area with children in it. They probably wouldn't want to go to some barren, older neighborhoods, because less children are going to be living in there than the modern ones. Which, my neighborhood is pretty damn modern. This house was built in 2007, and as far as I know, no house was here 5 years prior to that. It was just a bunch of trees. And I've been around longer than 2002. But what determines what paths they take? This picture here, I took after I thought that I missed my chance to take a picture of an ice cream truck. You see, this was at the old KIS headquarters. I heard an ice cream truck going by, and I missed it the first time, but because we lived very close to the entrance of the neighborhood, it turned back around, and I got the picture of them. What made them decide to turn back around? Were there kids they missed? I'm pretty sure kids would just stop your ass. They're not gonna let you go nowhere until you give them some good old creamy crap. Well, you see, I'm sure somebody is an expert with this, but I most certainly am not. But if we take a look at this aerial map view of Perth, Australia, you can see that these are the best routes for ice cream trucks to go. Because there's so much land, they're not going to go everywhere, but that's okay, because do you see an ice cream truck in your neighborhood every day? I didn't think so. Depends on the number of kids in the area. I'm assuming they calculate that somehow. And also the greatest income, like how poor or rich these people are. Yeah, some sort of math around that determines the pathways they go. That doesn't quite understand why they decided to turn back around instead of going to like a different neighborhood. But whatever, that's not the point. Oh, and also, never let your kids get ice cream by themselves. Make sure there's always a parent with you. Because parents should know the dangers of taking candy from a stranger. You never know if it's going to be like somebody painting their van white and blasting away music just to come up to your house and kidnap your kid. I'm sure that hasn't happened that much in the history of this world, but it's still a safety and security precaution. And you know what? You know the pizza delivery boy? What if you call in for a pizza and they come to your driveway and at that moment an ice cream truck drives by and you get the best of both worlds? That would have to be the best day of little Johnny's life right there. Like, holy damn. But I'm getting off track. One more thing I have to say for this episode, and that's a long time ago, like in 2021, I had a dream that I had invented some sort of snack called a filter, which is basically just a bunch of like cake icing with whipped cream on top of it. Cake ice cream and whipped cream are two distinct things, people, but never before have I thought about combining them together. Once I did that post about it, my stepmom was like, experiment for this weekend, and I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that for Thanksgiving. Like, would you eat whipped cream all over icing? That's almost half as disgusting as this bastard chucking down Cheese Whiz. God. If you are interested, make it up yourself. I call it a filter. F-I-L-L-T-U-R. Spelled differently than the actual filter that we know of, the actual definition. Well, that was this episode, and I'm gonna go get some ice cream. Not for real.